Hey guys, what's up? Jared here, Dex and Dice, Ramblings of an LGS owner, but today I'm going to be talking about video games. Um, Mainly the whole discourse. Oh, sorry guys. Mainly the whole discourse between what Sony just announced with their whole, they're not doing physical copies anymore after 2029, I believe, and a lot of people losing their shit for whatever reason. Um, And this is coming from a guy who, back in the day, when I worked for GameStop and everything, I used to buy collector's editions for every game that I would play that had one because I was a physical copy is great. It's here with me, I can touch it, never going away, blah, blah, blah. But then, what I started to slowly notice and realize and understand is that those physical copies were not actual we're not the keys that everyone thinks they are, with this current generation and like starting with like the PS4 and all that, right? PS4 and above, Xbox One and above, all that. They are not what everyone thinks they are. Physical is not what you think it is or what you equate in your head to it because most of the physical copies you get now, um, most of them are just physical keys. Most of the games nowadays are too big to fit on discs. So you legit just use the disc to do like a check-in when you install the game to start downloading the game or being able to even access the game. So you don't even really own the game because the publishers or Sony or Microsoft or whoever the hell can just yoink that stuff whenever they want to. They can shut down servers whenever they want to. Your current gen and last gen, I guess, because I'm a boomer, so PS4 is kind of still new to me, but you know, you are not safe, right? It doesn't matter if you have the physical. Yes, okay, okay. Let me say there are some unicorn games out there that everything is on the disc. You don't need a server check in, all that good stuff. So, like, those are unicorn scenarios. They are not the rule. I'm not saying that these things do not exist. I'm just saying that they are not the norm. Because not only does, like, most physical discs nowadays just count as like a physical key code, like you have stupid day one patches that you need just to make the game playable. Like there are numerous games that require like publisher accounts, like an Ubisoft, an EA, or an Activision or whatever, like account to be checked in with or to coincide with the game in order to boot it up and continue playing it properly, right? Or you'll miss chunks of stuff. Some things may not be active with it, etc., etc. Um, Even dumb subscription services like Xbox Live or PlayStation Plus, like might be gate. Nah, let me bounce that one back. Let me bounce that one back, because like if you have the physical with that, you don't need that. But like if you're doing obviously Game Pass or whatever, you'll need. So that we won't go there. That was a dumb rabbit hole to go down, pulling myself out. Um, but yeah, like most of your physical stuff nowadays, you need some sort of internet connection, and that's just the way it is. And most people nowadays have an internet connection, even be it a hotspot on your smartphone or whatever. Most people pay for unlimited data, or you have a decent enough like hotspot stuff to where a hotspot plan, I guess I should say, to where like it's not going to matter really, except that day one patch. It's probably 15, 20 gigs or something. But I digress. Um, so I'm kind of looking back at this because like I'm a digital person now, and I'm looking back at like old me where it was like old man yelling at cloud kind of thing, where you didn't even own the game then because they could yoink it whenever they wanted to. You still had to do the check-ins, day one patches, all that good stuff. We have all been on a like digital timeline since probably the PS3 360 era. That's when the countdown started. Maybe you could argue PS2 original Xbox just because they did have like online services and stuff, but like the whole digital only route was just a twinkle in the eye there of everyone. So I'll just say PS3, 360 from above is where it kind of started. That's where the timeline started. That's where everyone should have known that this is what's going to happen. And while I'm not a huge fan of the whole elitist BS of you will own nothing and be happy, I hate that with an undying passion, but like the writing on the wall for this was 15 years ago, 20 years ago or something, you know? We all knew this was going to happen. The only way that you actually own your games anymore, physical copies of your games, is if you still have your, we'll say PS3, 360, and below. That's the only way you actually have your games on the discs or whatever it is that you can just pop in and play without having to have or worry about internet. However, you got to kind of ask yourself, like, do you want to go down that route? Like, if you're going to forego all this digital crap and stick to your guns, and I hate digital and all that good stuff, then, like, okay, you have a crap ton of systems to choose from. I will give you that. You have a crap ton of awesome systems to choose from with an awesome library. I give you that. However, if you're around my age, I'm 43, if you're around my age, there's a really good chance that you have already played everything, or at least 85, 90% of what you wanted to play on those consoles anyways. So you going back, I mean, luckily I still have a bunch of my old stuff, but still, you going back, tracking down a working console, tracking down copies of something that will work, etc., etc. Do you really want to put in that time and effort? Not to mention, some of these damn retro titles that we remember, you know, fondly from back in the day are rare and expensive. And a lot of people just don't like that combination at all, rare and expensive. That kills most people because, oh no, I have to throw money at something, you know? Anyways, are you really going to put forth that effort to go back there and find that stuff? Are you going to put forth the effort to sit there and play that crap again? And I mean crap in the best way possible, you know? Or are you going to do like I do sometimes, or haven't done it in probably like 2 years now, but where you will boot up your, I don't know, your PS2 or whatever, and you'll play, I always say this because it's one of my favorite games, you know, Champions of Norath or whatever. Are you going to boot that up and play it for 30 fucking minutes? Get your nostalgia done, get that little, you know, little hit of dopamine and be done with it, you know? That's the issue I see with this, and everyone having this weird nostalgia like cling on to with, you know, my physical stuff. My physical stuff is no more, guys. It really isn't. I hate to say that, but it really is just time for you to either adapt or go away, essentially. Because if you want to continue playing games and enjoying video games and all that good stuff, this is what you have to do. Because again, you can forego all this crap, but you're not going to go back and buy all of the systems that you remember. You're not going to go back and buy all of the games that you remember. You're not going to actually sit there and play these games from start to finish the way you think you will because we're grown now. We may have the resources to do it, but tell me where you're going to fit this in to your normal day-to-day grind. It sounds good. The idea is great. It looks good on paper. Implementation, not so well. Like most things in life. I just think, from my point of view, guys, it's time to give up the physical stuff. You know, quit trying to relive your childhood now, because that is a place in your life and in time that you just can't go back to. Okay? It will never, ever, ever be the same. You might get a little bit of a dopamine hit and be like, oh yeah, I remember that and all that good stuff, but it will never be the same. So, as much as it pains me to say it, is if you want to continue enjoying video games, you're gonna have to hop on the digital train. And that's just the way it's gonna have to be, man. It's like taxes. Trust me, if I could not pay taxes, I wouldn't, but here we are. It's the price we begrudgingly pay to be part of our beautiful, wonderful world or whatever. Going digital only is going to be the price we are all paying or have to pay if we want to continue enjoying video games. Because I don't know about you guys, but I can play the same old game 5, 6, 7 times in a row or whatever and just be like, okay, cool. But there's a point where I can't play that game anymore because I already know what's happening. I have played the crap out of that game. I kind of like Skyrim. I will kid myself to be like, I'm going to go and play a two-handed build, and I'm always end up being the sneaky archer, stabby stab kind of guy. Doesn't matter what I have in my head when I want to go play it, that's how I end up playing it. And I'm sure most of you also fall into that same trap. So, I don't understand why you think it would be any different going back to trying to play, I don't know, Final Fantasy 7 back on the PS1 or whatever, over and over and over and over and over and over and over again, how you would end up being able to do that to yourself. You know, I'm probably in the minority here when like I couldn't do that to myself, especially something linear and where you know like where all the side quests are, where all the good loot is. There's nothing to really explore anymore. The game can't really throw any curveballs at you anymore or anything like that, you know? And I think like I said, a lot of you would run into that too, so I don't foresee anyone actually going down the old school digital route just to try to shove it into the, digital only thing that we're coming into. If you're a retro gamer though already, like I get it. And like I said, I too go back and play my old shit on my PS2 and all that good stuff from time to time, so like I understand. But anyways, let me know what you guys think about this, because I know it's kind of a touchy subject and everything, but again, you guys, we haven't owned our own games in at least the last decade or so, more. It's just time for everyone to wake up and realize that there's been a digital only increase, and we all know it. We're just, I don't know, I think we're just, Sony finally put in a date to where it's going to end, and everyone is, it's just snapping, and it's making people be like, what the hell, man? There goes my life, when you've always been on a digital only route anyways. It's just they gave you a physical little disc that was nothing more than a key code that allowed you to check into a server and download the game. So, hate to be a Debbie Downer on that one, but come on guys, just snap the hell out of it. Again, if you want to continue enjoying video games, you're going to have to do the digital only crap. And by now, almost 90% of people have an internet access, most people nowadays have internet access, so it's not even like it was 15 years ago where it was still spotty if people had internet access or not. It's just time to get with the times. That kind of hurts to say, but it is what it is, guys. Have a good one. I'll talk to you in the next video, and it's just the way it is, man. Take it easy, guys. Oh, like, share, sub, comment, all that good stuff. Let's grow the channel, all that shifty stuff. Have a good one, guys.